So let's see what Keroppi got to say about, did we get too many seasonal event? Personally, I'm still in the camp that, like, I didn't mind the seasonal event pretty much lasting, like, what, months and a half or whatever. I do feel like it was very unbalanced trying to keep up with, like, okay, with season event happening at what point? Because, you know, like, that one, I think, what was it? Then the fourth one had, like, 2 weeks, and then the second one had, like, a week, and then that one had, like, 2 weeks. Either way, let's see what Keroppi got to say about this. Like, always, go to your yield chat, and let's go.
Reviewing the seasonal event, which is just about to end with the coming maintenance.
Yeah.
But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel,
Yes,
upload
and
NGS content daily.
chat.
So
Make
if you
sure
do
to
play
get
this
on to
game,
that.
I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video.
Oh, hey, Keroppi got a new intro, chat. Nice. Good job,
the current
Keroppi.
seasonal event is the first time that SEGA has changed seasonal events together. So if you guys remember, we had the Christmas seasonal event,
it was like
and then
every
the
other
New
month
Year's seasonal
originally.
event, and then the winter seasonal event back to back to back. Now I understand why the devs did this. It was to incentivize players to constantly come into the game, constantly play the game, farm for seasonal points, because the seasonal shop was constantly updating, and your seasonal points were being reset, so you were pretty much forced to farm again.
I think Keroppi was meaning, like, the seasonal shop going to end on the 34th by collecting seasonal points and ending that week. I think that's what Keroppi is meaning.
However, I've noticed that the large majority of the casual players actually don't buy out all the items from the seasonal shop, simply because they don't have time to play the game, or they don't want to play the game, or they're burnt out and they're just like, nah, screw this, I don't care.
Or you go like my route and you spend like 2 to 3 hours, farm all the season points, use the 100% bonus, buy the stuff you want, and then just hold on with what points you have left, put in that reflet, buy what you want, wait and repeat. That way, instead of like constantly farming, you can get all, like, pretty much everything you want pretty much done in like 2 to 3 hours, if that.
And so I feel like SEGA should avoid putting seasonal events back to back to back, because it's really stressful on the regular player, especially when they're trying to do a little bit of time management with life, with jobs, especially during the holiday season.
Or they're trying to keep up with, like,
not everyone is just staying at home being able to play video games. A lot of people are going out,
and then also not knowing what
travel, because with the whole pandemic situation finally de-escalating, like, a lot of people are finally being able to travel around the world, go to places for nice vacations after like 3 years of being in lockdown. And so not everyone is able to farm for all of these different seasonal events in order to buy out all the seasonal items. Personally, I think the main issue is the seasonal points resetting. If the seasonal points didn't reset, I think it wouldn't be that big of a deal. You know, you just get new seasonal items in the shop every week so that people can use their seasonal points to buy out stuff. However, you'll still be able to pre-farm all those seasonal points whenever you have time to play the game. Because the way that I see NGS is, it is catered towards the casual players. You probably heard this a million times before, but this game has no quote-unquote content. And I have a funny feeling that the majority of the player base that says that this game has no content are actually the players that main this game. The players that play this game 5 to 8 hours every single day. Then yes, you run out of content extremely quickly, and you just...
Yeah, because that's one of the things that, like I have said many times whenever we see new people coming in asking about the game, is like, don't rush, take it slow, like, you know, enjoy the ride. Because, like, if you in the camp of muck it in-game as fast as possible, like, and then you realize there's no such thing as in-game other than credit card and whatnot, like, probably not, like, ideal. And, you know, honestly, the content, because the thing is, like, I'm in the camp of, like, I think we have content, we just don't have content to do, and the content that would be fun to have around, SEGA take away after, like, you know, a holiday. And like I said, like, hell, we be doing, like, you know, towel, purple, whatever. You know, if there were like legit reward, but that all go back to like what we have talked about hundreds and hundreds of times about, like, the loot table and the quality of loot, and, you know, actually making worth it instead of just like a week later giving it to you or just straight up replacing it.
Just kind of sit around going like, well, it's hour 3, I've got nothing else to do, what do I do now? And to be frank with you guys, I don't think we are the target market or the target demographic of players for NGS. Sure, we are the hardcore, die-hard fans of NGS. However, I believe SEGA wanted to make the barrier of entry of NGS to be super, super low.
Yeah, which I think we'll be on to something here, because that honestly seemed fitting on two folds. On one hand, it just, like I have said before, like you can bugger off for like 6 months to a year, come back, be caught up in like 6 to 8 hours, and you back to just the normal routine. Like, you don't really miss a lot, at least outside of Quatchet though. Quatchet is like the only exception to that, obviously. And on top of that, is I think the other side of that coin is like the whole idea of like any of you miss something, more than likely you're gonna come back since a lot of the quack tickets get either recycle into the mission pack eventually. It might take a year or two, but eventually they slowly start rolling there a little bit, or they would just straight up do like reprints of the stuff. And you might have to wait around a couple months for the reprint, but like for example, how like a lot of the stuff from like year 1 you got reprinted like a month or 2 after PS4. So like quote be right about that. Like the content of the game and the way the game is designed mainly around, first of all, spending money, obviously, with the whole film missing out bit, but also like designed around a way of you can come in a few hours later, you all caught up, you doing daily and weekly, and being semi bored out of your mind, depending on how far down the rabbit hole you want to go for the farming stuff, if that's something you enjoy, or how far you fall down the cultivation community side as well. So I'm with Quopi on that right now.
So anyone could get into the game and just enjoy it for what it is. And that's why you level up so quickly. That's why they're showering you with free gear, which is almost best in slot. And so the game is catered towards the casual market. And so it's very strange that they're catering towards the casual market, but then they pull out this triple seasonal event where it's kind of forcing you to log in and play every single day, or a certain amount every single week in order to buy out the seasonal shop. It's like they're trying to induce FOMO, but to be honest, most people are just like, whatever, we don't care, and they just don't buy these seasonal items. And so even though SEGA was doing this for the first time and they're probably testing things, I don't think it was a...
And I think also the other thing that came into this, and then we'll like, hey, we're going to be pretty much off all January, so we need to have something, to keep people busy over that time, because, AC Quack not going to hold people attention, I think that also the other reason for it as well.
Very successful event per se, because a lot of people just got really, really tired of seasonal events. You see a lot of Doom posters and a lot of memes going around like, this is an event, I thought this was a permanent thing. And yeah, a lot of people just kind of felt about the whole...
Also, I get real quick to add to that, is also the seasonal event itself. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, we had the wappy stuff, we had, like, the limited time quest stuff, but at the same time, is, like, actually, like, removing hunting for midships. I kind of like the whole hunting for midships, like, in the open world stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, in the city, it was like, oh, there's, like, a couple second distraction at best. But when they actually brought it out into, like, go find it in the open environment, like, I kind of wish they would have kept doing that, to be honest. Because just imagine if they had it, you know how they have, like, the wappy spawn to dreads? Like, I believe for, like, the 4th season of that. I don't know if they kept doing it for the web. But, like, example of that, just imagine, like, this is just spitballing here, that they put midship symbols, like, out in the open world. There is, like maybe one pull zone in every zone, so ADO, Cabal, all of it, and you would then go find the midships, and when you find the midship, you have to fight a Pacific boss. Maybe weekend, maybe not, who knows, do whatever you're gonna do. Ideally probably be a weekend or something, just because that way they don't have to make new models or anything. but like have like a unique, quote unquote, unique enemy there. You know, might it be like a gold version of a dread or a silver version of a dread, or maybe a like small scale down version of like a origin quest boss or something. Because we actually did see that since, you know, in Cabal there was enemies that were like miniature versions of like dreads and stuff. So just saying. But have it well, like, okay, you're gonna find the items. They are scattered in each zone in all the regions. You're gonna find them. You're gonna unlock a boss battle that is exclusive to that region, exclusive to that midship. And by defeating it, it will go ahead and give you a like brand new capsule. Like, let's say, like, for example, like, let's say it'd be like a capsule 5 or 6 or, you know, whatever they're going to be up to. I guess they're going to be up to 6 here soon, 5 or 6, right? So just imagine, like, if you, like, hunt down every midship, like, let's say 10 of them in all the region zone. You kill 10 of the midships, or, you know, have each zone, or, like, Alio will have, like, you know, enough to give you, like, 5. And then another area have 5 for that way you can have, of course, like Force, Warrior, you know, range. And have it where you can do it twice. You can find 2 variants, one in a group, one that only spawns in a group, and one only spawns solo. And then by defeating the enemies, you receive the new capsule that, you know, might not be shoved into the game like to normal mean for like, you know, a month or 2. You know, like a little bit of a heads up here. Or like something that tied to a seasonal thing, such as like, you know, a Santa outfit or something, you know, if you don't want to go the way of doing augments. But, you know, like something that you could like collect like out in the wild that would take you like 2, 3, 4 hours depending. And then at that point, not only do you have the bill missing out because these things are going away after the seasonal event, like season point and season shop. You also bring out Black Midship, so now we got something to hunt for. You introduce bosses that is about what fighting, what's hunting for to receive an item or augment. And then also bought the hunt with your friends, so you got co-op and single player there. And also a item that is, if you play in the game right now, they're going to make you more powerful. And if you're not able to play, then, you know, come back in a month or 2 and then get it to, like, normal, like, dread farming or whatever. And, like, if they had, like, that, like, just having, like, little things like that is that it's not just cannonball strike in the mountains or whatever, or seasonal, like, farming in, you know, battle sector to you just go mind numb to it. And actually have something that like a legit reward, any if it is, only for a limited time. Because let's be honest, I'm pretty sure a lot of players like... Because I feel like one of them cases, the biggest problem with like PSO when it comes to like the content, such as the material we got from, you know, fighting like the Gigantics, is you farm them for however many hours, thanks to the RNG, and then, you know, you buy your weapon, and then the season shop just gives it to you. And like, here you go, you got the item, go buy it. Any if you just farm for like 900 hours or whatever to get the weapon. So like instead of like that, it just built frustration because like I just worked super hard to get this item and now you're just giving it away. Like, and they have done so many times to a point of like it, you know, jaded the player to like, I'm not gonna do it. Why would I? You're just gonna give it to me. Well, like doing the midship stuff will be like, oh yeah, we're gonna give it to you. It just, this is how you can get OI content. To get it now and get it worked into your equipment now instead of having to wait like 3 months or whatever. And then, you know, when that stuff become more, you know, available for everybody outside the seasonal event, you know, ideally, hopefully, you know, it'd be like nowhere near as like irritating because it's upfront. You know, like a whole like playing a game early type of situation. It like, you're doing the work, you're doing the content, you got stuff to do, you're getting a reward. Here you go, enjoy it for a month or 2. And then when it comes out, it's like, oh yeah, you still gotta go farm like purple triggers or something. You know, not just give to you in a shop. Because that is, I feel like it will the slap in the face that comes from like the seasonal stuff. Especially this seasonal stuff. but you know, hopefully that's something that SEGA will do, because once again, something to do that don't technically involve making new content, technically. But just spitballing, you know.
Seasonal event, because it was too much. It was like back to back to back, 3 seasonal events smashed together. They should have just combined all 3 into one big seasonal event where you can farm up all your points, but the seasonal shop updates every week and you get new stuff to buy, so that people, you know, have a little bit of incentive to be like, all right, today I have a little bit of free time, I'm gonna farm for like 3 hours, get my several 100,000 seasonal points or 1 million seasonal points so that I can buy out all the future items. I feel like that structure is a little bit better. But that's just my personal opinion. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel.
Also, I would like copy new animation top chat.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
But yeah, like, yeah, pretty straightforward Keroppi video, but yeah, hopefully that will be the last time we have like a very extensive, you know, season event. Hopefully. Or if we do have another event like that, hopefully it'd be similar to what Keroppi talking about, or something similar to what I'm talking about. Any of what I'm talking about is not really like a long-term thing. That is more like a... The only way that become long-term would be like, hey, that week Alio, that week is, you know, Kavara, that week is, you know, like Athea and so on. But nonetheless, you know, something to think about, chat. Cause you know we always heal doing all normal let fit PSO type of stuff, and this is like let fit PSO through season event. So either way, there you go. There you the link to Keroppi. Go give Keroppi some love, chat. If you don't know Keroppi, he great. Go give it a sub. Yeah, go give him a sub, chat. But with that, I think for the Keroppi part, I will probably put the video up on YouTube. You've probably seen it on YouTube in an hour or two. So if you all, make sure to do thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit all the bells. Also, I guess a giant thank you once again to go for anyone watching live or after the fact. If you are watching after the fact, come on over to our live stream. We do live streams pretty much every day, starting around 7:15, give or take, depending on my assignment, at PM Central over here on twitch.tv/troymaconn. Of course, you know, not only I will edit and post everybody that is supporting over on Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube by doing membership, coming over to patreon.com/Maconn, or subscribing here on Twitch. You can get your name listed here. Yeah, I will have a link below so you can come hang out. And if you're watching it live, thank you, chat. Thank you for being here. And, yeah, go watch Keroppi, chat.